a dream that one day on the red hills of Georgia, the sons of former slaves and the sons of former slave owners will be able to sit down together at the table of brotherhood. I have a dream that one day, even the state of Mississippi, a state sweltering with the heat of injustice, sweltering with the heat of oppression, will be transformed into an oasis of freedom and justice. I have a dream that my 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream today.
Hello, today is the anniversary of the speech that Martin Luther King made in Washington, D.C. in 1963 as part of the March for Jobs and Freedom. One of the greatest, 250,000 people listened to him, one of the greatest speeches, one of the most well-attended protests in history. And it's a speech that you've just heard a section of, which produces this wonderful vision of a different world, and certainly in trying to encourage his comrades to work for racial justice, Martin Luther King presented them with this wonderful vision of a world where human beings were all regarded as equal. But the process by which this was to be achieved was through the application of satyagraha, Gandhian, something Gandhi had suggested was a way of bringing about radical change. And the word it's to do with truth. It's suggesting that truth, that Soulforce, which is another word for it, has a power which any other kind of oppression or violence doesn't have. He says in the speech that it's really important that people use Soulforce. And here's an extract from what he says. In the process of gaining our rightful place, we must not be guilty of wrongful deeds. We must forever conduct our struggle on the high plane of dignity and discipline. Let us not seek to satisfy our thirst for freedom by drinking from the cup of bitterness and hatred. We must rise to the majestic heights of meeting physical force with soul force. And I love this notion of soul force and its emphasis on truth. He talks elsewhere about it. It's to do with not telling lies. It's about not doing things that are wrong. But it's also, it seems to me, in the way he talks about it, something to do with integrity, something to do with being true to ourselves, true to how we see life, true to the reality that we understand to be what's really important about living. And it's that kind of commitment to truth that has a power. He says, yes, of course, it may well lead to us suffering, and indeed he himself was assassinated, as you know. But the power of it, even through suffering and sometimes death, will, he says, ultimately lead to the vision that he has for a better world coming to be true. And so today, in the kind of lives that I'm leading, and probably you're leading too, where the pressures are not nearly so great to bring about change, nevertheless there are things that we want to work for that need to be altered. And I think that just living lives that are true to ourselves, true to each other, true to the reality that we believe in, that kind of life can of itself have a power to bring about changes in the world and help to create a world nearer to the one that is the vision you and I probably share, of a world of greater equality and greater justice for all.